Everything I've heard about update videos says that they don't do well. And before you call me cocky for starting out with that, the reason I bring it up is because my last video did strangely well, seeing kind of a lot of new viewers for some reason. Anyways, over the last 6 months, I released 2 videos, one of which was a joke and I was peer pressured against deleting it. But in order to truly explain my absence, some backstory is pretty crucially needed. Real quick, just before we jump in, I do want to let you guys know that the most recent video on Prismatical is 3 months old, but the most recent video on Surronochromatic, where I traveled over 900 miles to go meet a friend I never met, was dropped last week, I believe. So if you haven't seen that, what are you doing? Go check it out. I've also dropped some cinematic shorts on Prismatic Media, if that's your thing. So back to the backstory, right? Back in 2024, my dad had the spitball idea of starting a vending machine business. He did some research, he looked into it, he bought some machines. Fast forward to now, I have a full-time job that takes up nearly all my time filling vending machines. Although I am definitely thankful to be hired by my dad, I do kind of wish I had some more time so I could do things like making videos for you guys. In about 40 days, I'm going to be moving back down to Atlanta to study film. If you were tuned into my channel back in 2023, you will probably have seen a few videos from the first time I tried to do that. This time will be very different though, so stay tuned for that. Now you might be thinking, Sammy, you dork, why don't you just make videos on your days off? I am so glad you asked. You may have seen this dude right here in a few of my videos. His name is Damien and he's one of my closest friends. One thing that I have in common with Damien is that I also really like music. So basically for as long as I've known him, I've produced music for him. And over the past few months, I've used every ounce of my days off to help him get his album out before I move, as most sessions require in-person visits. So between vending and music, I'm not left with much when it comes to delivering the quality content that I want to provide you with, at least until some things change. Which they will, sooner than you might think. We're making a lot of changes to the vending business that will allow me to have a lot more time to myself very soon. And then of course after that, once I move to Georgia, I'll have even more time to make videos for you guys. And don't just think that's an empty promise. There's already a couple of plans for some of the biggest videos that I will have ever made. I'm sorry if you guys were expecting something like big and complicated, like a huge, no, I have this and that, and I'm super depressed and stuff, but honestly, it's just my job. My job is keeping me from making a lot of the videos I want to make. I do wish I could make more, for sure. Something I've told my friends time and time again is that I don't exactly want to become a YouTuber, which is exhibit A on why I've never had an upload schedule. I don't use it to chase numbers or anything like that. I make videos when I have something to make, and I do it because the process itself brings me a lot of happiness. If you are one of the folks who is watching a Prismatical video right now for the first time, subscribe. It's only gonna get better. Thanks for your support, guys.